Welcome back, boxing fans. Once again, Andre Ward needs the fucking cap, selling his book, and of course, downplaying and degrading fucking Canelo Alvarez, all while crying and moaning about being the underdog. This is a man that was so much of an underdog that in the Super 6 tournament, he's the only guy who did not have to fight on the road. Yes, some underdog. He had it so tough. Right? This is a guy who wanted to get out of his contract with his promoter. So he sued him multiple times, lost every single time, put his career on hiatus. He put his career on hiatus, all because he wasn't happy with what was going on with his promoter. If this is the guy who signed with a fucking fledgling promotional company, which obviously did nothing for his career. He did that. This is a guy who wanted to get paid and be treated like Floyd Mayweather, but yet he never built himself up in the fashion of Floyd Mayweather. This was a guy who could have fought for Undisputed at both 168 and 175, yet didn't want to fight on the road to make those two fights, which obviously would have been big paydays and historical legacy fights, right? You know, most of what comes from his mouth is all stemming from jealousy. The fact that he feels he was better than everyone else and he should have been paid more and he should have been treated better. Yet Floyd Mayweather put it perfectly when literally this guy called out Floyd Mayweather a welterweight when he was a 168-pound champion, saying that he'd go down in weight and fight at a catch weight to fight at Floyd. I mean, how desperate can you be? But that was this guy. Desperate for attention, desperate for the big payday. Yet he never got it. And so he has this victim mentality that he was the underdog. But let's listen.
Somebody got to represent the underdog, so I'm cool with it. Hey, I know you said you're done, but you and Canelo have been doing some verbal sparring. You're on the Breakfast Club, questioning his resume a little bit. Not the first.
It's not Canelo. It's this guy. This guy literally went into camp to support fucking Caleb Plant against Canelo Alvarez, trying to help Caleb Plant beat Canelo Alvarez and talk down Canelo Alvarez then, right? So, you know, this dude has always been jealous of Canelo's success and has done everything he could to downplay and, you know, demean him during, you know, how long? Quite a long time now.
Time. And, you know, he thinks you're jealous and all that.
Yes.
I mean, $150, $200 million from Saudi. Andre Ward back in the ring against Canelo for a super fight. Well, first of all, I'm going to say...
Well, the Saudis aren't interested in paying $200 million to have fucking Canelo Alvarez fight Andre Ward. Because Andre Ward don't sell. Never did. Look at his pay-per-views with Kovalev. Both super unsuccessful. So, I mean, this guy could have went to the UK to fight Carl Froch in the O2 Arena in front of 70, 80,000 people. But his big ego wouldn't allow him to go to England to fight Froch. But that's everybody else's fault.
He's never called my name.
Yeah, he's never called your name. Why would Canelo Alvarez call your name? You were literally irrelevant. Like when you were capping, trying to get Golovkin to fight you, when Golovkin was trying to fight a big name opponent, Froch or Canelo or Julio Cesar Chavez, that shows you where you were. You weren't at that level. You did not bring in the crowds like those three fighters did. And the irony is you also were capping to get fights with those guys as well. So Golovkin and you both were chasing the same opponents. The difference is Golovkin got Canelo Alvarez and beat him. Why would he call out your name when he fought Golovkin at 160 pounds and at that time you were fighting at 175? Right? And very unsuccessful pay-per-view events with Kovalev. Why would he call you out? Why? What do you bring to the table that Canelo Alvarez would be intrigued or interested in fighting you?
The opportunities to call my name and one specific opportunity that we fought over. So that's not something he wants to do.
So after he fought Kovalev, he should have called you out. Called out a retired fighter to give you a payday, right? That's the only issue it would have been for you. Would have been a big payday. But why would Canelo call you out? Canelo literally went down to 168 after beating Kovalev. and ended up becoming the undisputed champion in 11 months. Something you never did in your whole career. So he was chasing legacy. Why would he chase you, a retired fighter? How would that benefit him? It would benefit you, yes, because you get probably a career high payday out of it. But how would it benefit Canelo?
Stuff about, you know, payday, this and that. You can use that towards another guy. That don't fit for me. That don't fit for me. So it may sound good, your fans don't want to do it, this and that, but it's a lot. You know, you don't know what I got in my bank account. You know, you don't know what I got, what I don't have. And
Oh my God, come on, give me a break. The only reason you're saying he should have called you out after the Kovalev fight was to give you a big payday. Because otherwise, what? Is there legacy behind it? Is there legacy him calling out a retired fighter? Come on.
you're not going to get me to stop speaking about something that's true because you matter. And I don't think he realizes that shows a lot of mental weakness, man, when that's your first reaction. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
That shows mental weakness. But you continuously clout chasing off of Canelo Alvarez to sell your fucking book. That doesn't show weakness. Not at all. The reality of the situation is Canelo is going to be considered a better all-time fighter than Andre Ward, even though he already has 2 losses in his resume. Because he did things Andre Ward never did. He became a 4-weight world champion. He became undisputed at 168. His resume is better, and he was just in bigger and better fights. He sold more pay-per-views. He was a bigger attraction. I mean, there's so many things that Canelo did. The only thing you could say Andre Ward did that maybe Canelo would have liked to do was win a gold medal. But Mexicans don't chase gold medals because that's not part of their culture. So I don't even think he fucking gives a shit about that. You notice Canelo Alvarez isn't writing a book because he's got so much money and so much other things going on.
Mike Tyson said something about you that you don't like. You gotta be able to sit up under that and either take it.
Listen to him. See, the irony is this guy's moaning and playing the victim constantly, but now he's saying that Canelo's being criticized, he should be able to take it. Isn't that ironic? Because everyone that's criticized Andre Ward, he's fucking bit back at them and showed fucking, this is just the way it is. I like being the underdog, blah, 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 blah. I never got the respect that I deserved. The reality of the situation is, what have you done that's more significant than Canelo Alvarez? You explain that to me, and then I will give you props. But the reality of the situation is, you haven't done anything. And every time you come on these interviews and you go out of your way to badmouth a guy, it just looks bad for you. You look weak. You look like the guy that fucking is mentally fragile. Because Canelo's living his best life. Him going to Saudi Arabia to get paid $150, $200 million, that's something you never fucking could do. And that money is long gone because you never had the chance to begin with, and you're never going to get that chance now. Right? He don't need you. He never needed you. So that's why he doesn't mention you. That's why he doesn't talk about you. You consistently cap against him. You criticize his resume and who he's fighting, but yet you picked fucking Caleb Plant to beat him and trained and helped Caleb Plant prepare. How did that work out for you? Well, it didn't work out very well because Caleb Plant got knocked the fuck out. And now you guys are hanging your fucking hat on David Benavidez. But David Benavidez is going to 175 pounds. This is a guy who, what's his biggest accomplishment? Beating Caleb Plant, a guy that Canelo already beat. Literally, that's fucking his biggest accomplishment. Beating Canelo's leftovers. Congratulations. You beat the guy that Canelo already fucking knocked out. And you guys are so desperate to find somebody to beat him. But the irony is, he just got beat by Bivol. Bivol, who you could have fought. Literally, you could have fought Bivol. You could have fought Bivol, you could have fought Better Biev, you could have fought Adonis Stevenson for undisputed. But you chose not to move in that direction. But yet you want to criticize Canelo Alvarez and what he's doing. He's doing things you never could do. That's what stems your fucking jealousy. Because no one gives a fuck about your book. Nobody cares. Nobody really wants to see you fight again. You going on Rocky movies, you know, hoping to get some name recognition and swag from that. Like, I mean, all this screams of a guy who's attention seeking and wants attention. And yet Floyd Mayweather pointed it out best when he said that you can't sell. That was Floyd saying that about you. Canelo's walking like Floyd. You ain't walking anything like those guys. And that gets under your skin. And I don't know why, because everybody has their own path. You did very well. You won a gold medal. You became a two-weight world champion, unified champion in 2 divisions. And now you're retired. You were commentating for ESPN. Like, I mean, your life's been pretty good. I mean, yeah, your dad had drug issues and your mom had her problems as well. You know, that's nothing to do with what you've done as a professional. You have a good family, a nice wife and kids. Your life is good. You don't need to be so bitter and so jealous. But for some reason, you are. And, you know, the truth is, Canelo don't give a fuck about you. And why would he?